Hi, it's Tina Wiles with My Tutor again, and I am back to continue talking about a topic that I hear no one else talking about, and that is that test anxiety can continue and that sometimes even be worse for for students that are are learning later in life. So what I mean by that is students that are high school students or college students that have test anxiety, and you think you're done with it, you get out of school. Well, there's still certifications and licensing exams that you might need to take later on, and the test anxiety can be almost debilitating at this point, right? If you know the content on an exam, but you can't pass a test because of mindset or strategy issues that are keeping you from being confident when you walk in to take the test, right? So, today I'm going to continue talking about things that you can do if you find that this is something that is a struggle for you. And a topic that is very common cause of some anxiety on tests is time, right? So all these standardized tests have time constraints. And yes, there are accommodations. So if you do have medical conditions that you need to have accommodations, make sure you're signing up for those. You are entitled to them for contacting the test centers. But even with timing accommodations, right? Sometimes time is an issue, right? And so you have the two extremes. I hear, some students are like, oh my gosh, I like go all the way to when time is called and I'm going back and double checking all my answers and changing answers, right? And all that. And then the other extreme is people are like, I fly through the test, right? So let's talk about both of those. If you feel like time is an issue, right? You don't have enough and you're running out of time, the rule of thumb that I recommend is that use the read a question twice. Basically, if you read a question twice and you're still not sure what the answer is, you want to go ahead and move on to another problem. Okay, mark it in the software so you could come back and look at it again. But what happens when you are like not okay with flagging a question and coming back to look at it is that you can end up in this time vortex where you have no idea how long you're spending on a problem, but you're like, I know I can get it. I know I can get it. And you know what? What's going to help you get it is taking a break from it. Because, in my opinion, after you've read a question twice, or if you continue reading, you read 3 or 4 times, like it all mixes together. You might not understand what the question's asking, all the answer choices might sound the same. So you need to take a break, right? Maybe you're reading the question wrong. Maybe it's just a really hard problem, but read the question twice. If you don't understand it, flag it and move on. Okay. That will help give you some time back on the exam because you won't end up in those time vortexes. Okay. And sometimes the satisfaction of knowing that you have told future you that you need to go back and look at that problem, you can almost let it go when you move on to the next problem. Okay. So that is if you're running out of time, try that. Also, trust your instincts. And if you're going back and forth on answer choices quite a bit, you could still like cross off or like write down on your notes the answer choices that you're stuck between and flag that one and come back and look at it, right? The important thing is that you keep moving forward through the exam instead of ending up in a spot where you just have no idea how long you're spending on a question. Okay, now let's talk about the other extreme. The other extreme is that you're like, I fly through an exam, right? So if you're flying through the exam and you're doing fine on it, it's good and it's not a problem and you don't need to feel bad about it. Okay. Why it's good is because if you're flying through the exam and you're doing well, you're flying through it because you know the material and you're confident as you're answering. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're flying through the test and you're getting questions wrong, that's where you need to make yourself slow down. And the easiest way to make yourself slow down is that you want to read the question slowly. Okay. And if you find you're still reading really fast or still moving too fast, use your breath to help you slow down. Okay. So before each question, you'll take a deep breath Okay. And obviously, if you're in a test center, right? But if you can make yourself slow down before you read that question, you'll be doing much better on the accuracy. All right. So those are the tips for today. Tomorrow, I'll be back with some information about how to focus on exams. If this resonates with you, please feel free to share it or tag people in it that you think might need help with anxiety for an upcoming exam. Or if you know any companies where many people are taking exams, feel free to tag the director of education. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day.